Welcome back to the Crypto Spaces channel. Before I get into the video, always remember I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. This is all entertainment purposes only. We're taking a look at Seeker in this video. On my channel, I spoke about the Seeker project 7 days ago. I laid out my thesis and I did say, hey guys, I think if you could get 50,000 to 100,000 Seeker tokens, that would be a good bet to make. Why did I talk about Seeker? Okay, so this is officially supported by the Solana Foundation. This is their the token for their cell phone, right? And this is why I said, whoa, this is pretty cool, because the cell phone itself, the mobile phone has a layer 1 built into the phone, and it has a hardware wallet built into the phone. So I was like, this potentially will, this could potentially do very well. As you could see, 7 days ago, April 16th, shared it with the patrons first. This is why you guys have to join the Patreon, guys. It's only $5 a month for great calls like this. And all you have to do is just go to my channel bio, right? And then, the Patreon is right there on the first link. Just go to my channel itself right here. There's a Patreon as the first link, right? And also my Discord as well. So spoke about it, under 100 mil market cap, and I laid out my entire thesis there. You could go back to the video. See, Shebant here is a patron. He said, great finding, Joven, right? Level now as well. Because this was, again, 7 days ago, I laid out the thesis and then I made it public later. It did consolidate for again a good bit of time, because it did fall a bit lower than when I first spoke about it. But again, you just have to get exposure to these coins and then just hold them, and then just literally just don't even think about them. Just toss something. In my opinion, just get exposure. Don't even think about them. You already laid out your thesis, and then you be patient. That's literally it. And now you would be up 42%, right? From my entry, not 42% from when I spoke about it, but around 25%, right? Which is still great. You're not getting the exact bottom, but you're getting close to the bottom. So the people that are seeing this video now, again, if you want to see my full detailed breakdown on the project, just go to my video that I made 7 days ago, guys, and why I said, yo, this could be a great project. Because guess what? If you believe in Solana, right, and you think Solana is going to continue to be a successful layer 1, having exposure to the token for their phone, in my opinion, is a great decision to make. Because if you look at Samsung, let me show you guys. Samsung stock, right? Samsung stock, electronic company. This thing is going through the roof. Look at this. Samsung stock absolutely exploded from the end of 2022, all these years till now, just completely parabolic. And what is Samsung most known for, right? Their cell phones, their mobile phones, right? You take a look at Apple. Obviously, there's no question, right, what Apple is most known for, right? Obviously, they sell computers, they sell other electronics as well, tablets, etc. But what is Apple most known for, right? The iPhone, right? Their mobile phone, the iPhone. And look at how parabolic this went, right? So that was my thesis going into the Seeker project. And this is why I shared it with the patrons first, right? Then I made it public later. And the people that paid attention, you're up 23 to 24%. Let me make sure once again, because I talked about it at around 1.7 cent, right? So you're up, from the wick, 27%, 20%, right? You don't have to FOMO in here, but clearly it's still undervalued at 2 cents, right? It's still undervalued here. I still think this thing could go to potentially, okay, so let's take a look at CoinMarketCap so I could show you guys. Because I'm on deck screener just so I could show you charting and everything like that. Let me show you. And this is the thing, you don't have to over invest in any project. It's about stacking small wins, because clearly the market is, very unpredictable, right? You're not going to be able to catch every single project, but it's about stacking those small wins and paying attention before the rest of the crowd pays attention, right? So if you take a look, right, I'm just looking at FDV. So right now it's at around 200 million FDV, 207 million FDV, right? CoinMarketCap taking a little time to process this, okay? The total supply is 10 billion supply, total supply. 10.2 billion total supply. Can this thing get to a billion market cap? which is a 5x from here. Can this thing get to 10 billion market cap? I think that's possible, right? Why would I say it could get to a 10 billion market cap? Well, if people, you know, if there's mass adoptions of the Seeker phone and people are using the Seeker phone as a layer 1 with a hardware wallet, the token in itself, with Solana being more and more successful, if you believe in the layer 1 of Solana, right, which a lot of people do, clearly. We saw the recent bull run. It was Solana and Solana memes, and if you didn't trade those, you had a rough time this bull run, okay? So clearly people believe in Solana. Clearly people believe in Solana's future. I would think the phone, the Seeker phone token would also do well, because this is a layer 1 in itself also. Remember, the layer 1 for Seeker is built into the phone. Go to the website, you'll see that, let's see, you'll see developers, right? Developers could build hackathons and dApps on the phone, right, for the phone. The native asset for the Solana mobile ecosystem economy. So people could build without restrictions. It's a decentralized layer 1 as well on the phone, which is pretty cool stuff, right? So let me show you. Okay, SKR. You remember Pepe? You know, one of the best. What? Oh, it's not on this website. Okay, that's fine. Well, either way, okay. If it gets to Pepe's all-time high, right, which is Pepe went to 11 billion market cap. So Pepe went to 11 billion market cap. The total supply for this is 10.24 billion market cap. So is it possible for this thing to get to Pepe's all-time high? Just a meme. Obviously, Pepe is the biggest meme coin. I get it. But can Seeker, with its actual retail product, like you could buy the phone right now, can Seeker with its retail product get to the all-time high of Pepe as Solana continues to grow, as more and more phones sell, as more new users come to crypto? I think that's possible. So that would put Seeker at around, you know, a 10x move to 20 cents, 50 cents, even $1 from here. As you guys could see, it's very early. Let me see my lighting. You can see it's very early, so I'm getting this video out as soon as I possibly can for you guys, but before it just absolutely explodes. And this is why I say, you know, being a part of the Patreon is very important, because patrons see this type of things first, so they would have caught that move. But it's still very early. And again, if you're thinking, okay, well, it's kind of pumped now, maybe I'll wait for a little bit before I get in, I would say just get a tiny bit of exposure for now, right? Because I think this thing could potentially get to 50 cents to $1. I'm so confident in that, because if Pepe went to 10 to 11 billion market cap, I would think Solana Seeker's mobile phone, layer 1 hardware wallet project, with the exponential growth Solana will go through for the next decade, I would think their phone will also be a hot commodity as well, okay? That's my speculation and thesis there from my first Seeker video, right? April 16th, right? It's the 24th at the time of this recording, okay? So now we're seeing a bounce for it. I would say, okay, it's up 40% from the exact low, but it's still just around 20 to 30% up from our first initial coverage of it. So I would say if you have, say for example, you have $500, I would say get a tiny bit of exposure for now and DCA, right? That's all you got to do. Buy some, get some exposure. Maybe it pulls back down again, then you buy a little bit more, right? Don't just FOMO into the candles, okay? Get some exposure just in case it goes on a crazy rocket ship. You make some money. That's the goal, right? Because the market is very unpredictable, so you have to trade it with a lot. You got to be more strategic, right? So for example, $100, you got $500, you get $100 of exposure, and now you got like 5,000 tokens, right? And then if it dips again, okay, I could add more. If it just completely flies off with your $100, well, guess what? You make some money on the $100. Now you're up. Now you could potentially be up 500 to $1,000, right? That's how I would do it. That way you don't completely miss the rocket ship, which because guess what? You guys see how this market is, man. You guys see how this market is. It's not like 2021, and it will never be like 2020 to 2021. It's never ever gonna be like that ever again. So you have to be as strategic as possible. You have to be better. You have to be the best of the best in this market. neighbors outside. But you have to be the best of the best in this market, guys. So like I said, if you got $500, you get $100 of exposure. You know, don't toss in the entire 500. You wait until maybe it dips again, then you add another $200. You know, a week later, 3 to 5 days later, if it dips again. But if it just continues to take off and just continues to fly, that $100 that you have in could potentially become 500 to 1,000, you know, if not more, right? Because $100 in now is around 5,000 tokens. That $100 could become 5K at $1, which I think is very possible, right? Now, again, nothing is guaranteed, so never invest more than you're willing to lose. You manage your risk, okay, guys? You manage your risk. But I see the bounce today, and I instantly had to be like, yo, finally a project, again, that I'm speaking about that's starting to take off. And I got to get to it because, you know, eventually there's going to be so much people talking about it. And I got to make sure I got my receipts and evidence to show, hey, this is why you join the Patreon for Crypto Spaces. This is why you support the journey for for this community, guys. We already have 40 members now, which is great. A lot of people, like I said, are telling me, yo, $5 a month is a steal because you provide so much value for this channel, right? And a lot of people say, yo, you're providing way more than what you do for the $5, because I have a private Discord as well, and I'm in there like all the time. Let me show you guys, okay? Let me show you guys this right now real quick. I know I'm I know I'm rambling, but just give me a second. So as you guys can see, I'm in here constantly talking to everyone, you know, giving my opinion on things. If there's issues for example, new people that don't know how to set up, you know, wallets and now to bridge between different chains and get access to all these on-chain projects before they get to centralized exchanges, I'm, you know, leaving voice notes in there, just giving everyone in the Patreon Discord more of my time, a lot more of my time, right? So basically like I said, I'm doing my best to give everyone as much value as possible, and it's only $5 a month to do so, right? So I definitely recommend becoming a Patreon member. Like I said, just go to my channel bio, and the link will be right there. If you enjoyed the content, I brought you guys value today, I would say definitely don't miss the Seeker project, because this potentially could be another massive call on the channel, right? Don't miss this project. But yeah, if you got value, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Remember, nothing I say is financial nothing I say is financial advice. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. Nothing is guaranteed. Remember to give praise and glory to the Lord God Jesus. Thank God for everything. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you in the next one.